cards teach us about lottery odds?
Find out by going behind the jackpot with PlaySmart.
I'm a I.S.U.P.K nigga, straight out of one West, no contest, we the best in the demons, living trying to contend with the stress, going through the test, no access, cut you repressed and slaves, niggas is dying off in waves, living in dirt, I was afraid, niggas cross talking with a white chalk over the bodies of roses that you paid, Americans killing us, saying they fear us with the drugs in the hood, now my niggas delirious, with a gun in my face, all because of my race, boom flags, with the skills, some murder my ass, like a chick to the slaughter, I'll even harder and harder, baptized with these words, never dipping in water, so now we pray to the Father, big driven, the Father is looking for them in water, this fucking taking our daughters, nigga, it's wartime, lights up, nigga, showtime, got the green light on that ass, yeah, go time, either boot up, or shut up, or get your ass up, cause we ain't got time to be playing, it's all fucked up America, heaven for the deep, hell for the slave, reaping what you sold, meaning giving back what you gave, for what claims like you try to imitate, you was always fake, America, every city, state, this is your fate, whoa, 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 to America, whoa, 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 to America, whoa, 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 to America, whoa, 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 to America. All the time, I'm giving the people to expose the issues in the vibe. You want pop on the right shit. It is gas time, so in the minute, I'm gas stop. I hope you get it. Deep when you crash fine. Kind of simple when you feel it, that's your last line. And you will confuse a bad mind. A damn shame. This the exact thing. Don't get your ass fried. Moms in the sky, rich devil lullaby. Living in the cloud, hope you got all alibi. Moms in the sky, rich devil lullaby. Devil is high. See it from the parking lot, even from the fall out. Devil's finna fall out. All our warfare, nightmares, and the big officer murderers for years. Making shit walk up to around. I never learned that this motherfucker burns down. Yeah, the trees. Hold them the bricks. All of you haters bring hope to this beast. You rule for time, but we play for keeps. I pray to my Father, pray hope to this beast. Remember them times we hung on the trees. All of you nations bow down to your knees. Remember them shit they brought us to place. Fuck the apology, bring up the heat. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, whoa, to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America.
God is going to destroy his empire. You got to see famine in this place. You think the fires in California is bad? That's just the beginning of what the Lord is about to do. Because you've been evil to the Lord's people. You've been wicked to the Most High's children, man. You've been destructive to the 12 tribes of Israel. Let me tell you something, black man. You better put on your strength now, man. Put back on your strength and might, black man, because your day is coming. Your day is coming because the Lord is going to bring judgment on this earth.
Test 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. All that on it was the big gangster. All that on it was the big gangster. Lord said, confession is good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot off. To be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top door. Funny how we see better than not the lives lost. Can't be focused on the life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cooked up with weaponry. Say once claim they love you. I had no life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But that teaching take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh. Even though we did the wrong thing, my life would have been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a
Shalom, y'all. Bashim Yashabakam.
Shalom, Aki. I'm Yahba Shim Yashadra.
Shalom,
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom to all the brothers and sisters out there watching. I'm Officer 50, Sabaja, the I.S.U.P.K, under Commanding General YAHANNA. With me, I got Officer 50 Shariwan and Trooper Uriah. Today is the Brotherhood class, and I'll be holding it down for Officer 50 Daraj. Right, so our topic today is a strong brotherhood builds a strong nation. Right, so that's what we're going to be talking about, brotherhood. Right, so I got a few precepts. Right, so we're trying to build a strong nation. Right, and in the U.P.K, I.S.U.P.K, that's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We have a strong brotherhood. Right, and we're building our nation with every brother and sister that comes into this school, right? We're helping them change their lives. We're helping them get off drugs and stop doing whatever sin that they were doing in the world. Once you come into this school and you get your name, you become a new person, right? That old you is dead, right? So we're going to talk about brotherhood, right? Sidebar, there's so many children that grow up in the reservations and in the ghettos of America, Canada, the UK, just wherever our people dwell, and they're looking for brotherhood. They're looking for acceptance. Right? That's what they want. They want brotherhood and acceptance. And sometimes they're not in the best situations. Majority of the times our people aren't in the best situations, right? And looking for that brotherhood, our young men, they end up joining gangs, right? They end up joining drug cartels, looking for brotherhood, right? Because they want to be accepted. They want to be loved. They're not getting the love at home. And the water to Yahweh and General YAHANNA for keeping this brotherhood alive. That our people now, you don't have to join gangs no more. You don't have to be in the cartels no more, right? You don't have to hate your brother. Our sisters, they don't have to be in strip clubs and selling their body in hotels on fans only, right? They can come into sisters can come into the school and get this brotherhood. Right? Get this sisterhood, right? Brotherhood because I'm your brother and I'm going to love you like a sister, right? Sisterhood because there's other sisters in this school that are going to love you like a sister and vice versa, right? So we're going to go into this brotherhood like that's what we need desperately. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American. We need brotherhood, right? Like his Native Americans are on reservations crying, trying to get stolen land back, fighting oppressors, right? They're crying. All they need to do is get in the I.S.U.P.K. Don't worry about the oppressors. They're not giving that land back. You're not getting it back. It's simple as that. Like if they haven't given it back in 100 years, you're not getting it back now, right? Brothers in the ghetto, you don't have to be selling drugs to your own people. You don't have to be hopping out of stolen cars trying to kill your own brother over beefs that they might have meant something to the person that was before you generations ago, but those beefs don't really mean nothing, right? You're just killing men that you don't know. Like you're walking around the city killing men that you don't know. Like you see it in the news all the time, right? A man is killed. Right, a Black, Hispanic, or Native American man is killed. In the city of Toronto, majority of it is the Blacks and Hispanics. a black and Hispanic man is killed by another black and Hispanic man that never knew him. He just seen him outside, and he decided, okay, you know what? Like, there's a neighborhood beef going on, so I'm just gonna kill whoever I see outside. That needs to stop right now. We need strong brotherhood, right? A 9-year-old girl was pepper sprayed in a car, and it's like our people, they don't care about it. In the I.S.U.P.K, we care, right? We take offense to that, right? So we're gonna get into these precepts right quick. Trooper Urad, can you get me 1 John 4:20, Baruch Shah? Right, and while we wait for Trooper Urad to get that precept, right, we're gonna talk more about brotherhood, because in the I.S.U.P.K, that's where brotherhood and sisterhood lives, right? You haven't had brotherhood in your life, sisterhood in your life, until you get in the I.S.U.P.K, right? You think that going to a college and joining a Greek homosexual fraternity is a sisterhood and brotherhood. It's not. Those people don't care about you. They're not gonna make sure that if you're late on your rent, that you have rent. Your rent is paid, right? I know you think that in the Christian church that you go to, that you have brotherhood because you put on a white dress or a white suit and dunked yourself in some water, right? That you eat pork with your brother and you sleep with your brother's wife, right? And you think you have brotherhood. There's no brotherhood in those Christian churches. There's no brotherhood in the mosque for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now, if those Arabs and the Hamites, they find themselves and think that they have brotherhood in there, that's between them. But blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you need to get out of the mosque, right? Come to the I.S.U.P.K where this brotherhood lives, right? Trooper Urad, do you have that precept?
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 20. And it reads, sir, if it reads, if a man say, I love God and hated his brother, he's a liar.
Right. So if a man comes to you and tells you, I love God, right? That Christian pastor, he's gonna come to you and he's gonna tell you, I love God, right? Martin Luther King came to you and told you, I love God and God sent me. But he sent his peoples to be amongst the oppressors because he hated his brothers. He didn't love them. He would have never sent them to the oppressors. He would have never had our businesses destroyed and set that mentality of you have to love your oppressors if he didn't hate his brothers, right? So the Christian pastor, he says, I love God, and he hates his brother because as he's saying he loves God, he's thinking about sleeping with his brother's wife. Right? He's thinking about molesting his sister's daughter, right? And and Eddie Long, he's thinking about touching some boys, so he hates his brother if he's trying to put that sin. He's thinking about molesting some brother's son in that church, right? Those people, they hate the Lord, right? Read.
Khan. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he had not seen?
Right? So again, it's telling you that a man that says, I love God, right, but wants to kill his brother, he's a liar. Right? He's a liar. He's lying right to your face. Because who cares what his words say? What his actions are? Right? That talk is cheap. Right? You gotta walk it just like you talk it. Right? So if you're gonna talk that I love my brother, you can't be a liar. You gotta walk in the actions of loving your brother. And sleeping with your brother's wife, plotting to steal money from him, Trying to molest his children is not loving your brother. You a liar. You hate your brother. Right? Read that last part again, Trooper Urad.
So, for he that loveth not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love God whom he has not seen?
Right? So you see your brother every day on that reservation in that barrio. You see your brother every day on that slave ship. You see him every day walking around in the ghetto, but you hate him. You wanna kill him because he might drive a better car than you. He might work a better job than you, or you want to kill him, or you want to get him fired from his slavery because he's making a little bit more money than you, right? You hate him because he has a pretty sister, a beautiful sister that you feel that you deserve, right? You hate your brother, right? You don't love your brother. And if you hate your brother and you see him every day, how the heck can you love God who you've never seen? Right? Read Trooper Iraq.
Cotton, verse 21. In this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also.
Right? So if you love God, you love your brother, right? That's a commandment to love your brother, right? And if you love God, you have to love your brother. There's no I love God, but I want to kill my brother tonight, right? You hate God. You're lying to your people, right? You can't tell your people it's okay to eat pork and say that you love God. You hate your brother if you're telling them it's okay to eat pork, right? If you're selling your brother weed, if you're feeding him shrimp or any unclean food, you hate your brother, and you can't say that you love your brother and love God, right? So earlier we were talking about Salaki. Oh, someone said something.
Love.
Come. Earlier we were talking about about a 9-year-old girl, one of our daughters, one of our sisters. She was handcuffed by some devils and thrown in the back of a police car, right? And she was pepper sprayed, right? Last year, the whole world, down here, the whole world went crazy over George Floyd, over a brother being murdered, right? Now, most people, they get mad for a second if it's directly in their face. They'll show some type of emotion for 2 seconds if it's directly in their face, right? But they don't take it personal, right? They don't take it personal at all. They're mad for the show because there's a show going on right now, a show of force by everybody being mad. They want to be mad as well, but they don't take it personal. They don't get in the I.S.U.P.K. They don't try to change their life. Baba Kasha, Akim, can you mute your mics for a second? And then when I call on you to read, you can unmute it. Also, if you want to chime in for a second to give your piece for a second, you want to speak for a moment, you already know, just take your mic off. Akim. Right? So most people, most Jakes and most of our sisters in the world, they don't really take it personal to the point where, damn, George Floyd got murdered, right? By some white man. You know what? Yo, F the white man, I'm not gonna celebrate his holidays this year. Right? I'm not gonna spend my money with him directly this year if I can help it. If I could spend money with a brother first or a sister first, I'm gonna spend money with the brother or sister first. Right? They don't make it personal. In the I.S.U.P.K, we make this personal. It's definitely personal to us. You can't harm one of us, and even if we didn't know the person, we don't take it personal. You harm one of our peoples, and even if we didn't know the person, we're gonna go outside and speak on that person. Nobody in the I.S.U.P.K in Canada knows Devontae Miller personally, right? But we watch as two monsters Two demons beat him and took one of his eyes, and we took it personal, right? We spoke about it. You go in the world, on the internet, on Facebook, there's these I love black people groups that they don't like black people. They don't speak on them. And when they do, it's for 2 seconds. In the I.S.U.P.K, we speak on it, right? We actively go and try and find our brothers and sisters and wake them up. That's what we do. That's brotherhood. That's how we make our nation stronger. Trooper Uriah, can you get me Matthew 25 and 40, Baba Kasha? Baba Kasha, Officer Sharyuan, can you grab John 13 and 34 for me?
Sir, could I get the precept again?
Khan, Matthew 25 and 40.
Khan.
Right, so in the I.S.U.P.K, we definitely take it personal. Like that, like you can't harm one of us and we're not gonna be mad about it. You harm one of us, we're gonna be out there saying the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Right? We're gonna be telling oppressors that you're going into slavery as soon as a black king comes by the name of Yahawashi. Right? Mashiach. That's the Christ. Right? He's the anointed. Right? So we definitely take it personal in this school. As in our nation, we have to take this, the crimes against us, the war crimes against us, we have to take them personal. There's no not taking it personal. Again, for Thawada, for all the brothers and sisters tuning in, hit that sign-in link if you're trying to be a trooper or sister in the school. Get a Hebrew name, get those Hebrew benefits, right? Like this video, thumb up the video, share it to IG, share it to your Facebook, share it to your Instagram, share it to your Snapchat, your Twitter, your Periscope, put it on your TikTok, right? Put it in your Clubhouse. Share this video in your Clubhouse. Right? Trooper Uriah, can you read that precept for me when you got it?
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 4. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps.
Matthew 25 and 40.
Oh, 25 and 40. Matthew 25, verse 40. And it reads, and the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Right. So if you hurt one of our peoples, you've done that. You hurt one of my peoples, you did it to me. Right? You did it to Sharyuan. You did it to Trooper Uriah. Right? Like you can't hurt our people without getting us in our feelings about it. Right? And we get so deep in it that we decided that we're not celebrating Christmas. F Christmas. We're not celebrating Valentine's Day this year. F your Valentine's Day. Salakia, pardon my French. Right? We're not celebrating St. Patrick's Day this year. We're not getting drunk with you this year. Right? That's what we decided. We took it so personal. We said, we're done with Victoria Day, 1st of July. That's how personal we took it. Right? You killed Christ, and we're angry about it. And you've been hanging us and whipping our back, hanging us from trees like you hung Christ from a tree since those boats docked on the Southern American shores. Right? You've been killing our Native American brothers and sisters forever. There are so many Native American sisters missing right now that when you drive up north, there's pictures of sisters on billboards. Right? Now I take that damn personal. That's all you have to know. Everybody in my school and our school, Salakia, everybody in our school, we take it personal. And that's how it should be. Like I'll give you an example, right? In New York, a Moabite killed one of our brothers. We protest for a second, right? Trying to see that the officer got charged. The officer got charged. The officer got convicted. The Moabites, they took that conviction personal, right? They decided to protest as well and put so much pressure on the black DA that they got that officer's charges not reduced, but his time, his conviction, his penalty for his conviction reduced. So he did little time. If Salakia, if he even did time, right? Because realistically, a year in jail is not time. That's just a year, right? Depending on the crime, right? For murder, a year in jail, that's not time. You do the Edomite who killed the brother in California, in San Francisco, Fruitville Station. He did 2 years. A brother lost his life. A child has no father for the rest of his life. For the next 25 years, that child has no father. Right? So 2 years for that life, that wasn't time. That wasn't even enough time to even think about what you did. He did it. He said, all right, in 2 years I'll be back to doing whatever I'm doing. He got parole. He got his sentence reduced because he's a liar and the white man is a beast and a monster. Right? So again, in the I.S.U.P.K, we take it personal. Right? And in taking it personal, we chose to not celebrate our oppressors, and we also chose to love one another. Right? And Christ told us to love one another. Right? So we chose to love one another, and that's how we took it personal, and that's how we decided to follow Christ, by loving one another. Because Christ told us to love one another, so in this school we love one another. And that's what we need, brotherhood and sisterhood. Love your sister. Don't hate your sister. Don't put hands on your sister because she's trying to sleep with the same man, the same good brother that you're sleeping with. Right? Don't be mad at your sister. You want to kill her now. Right? And then you want to go to church and act like you're a good sister, forgetting the whole first half of the book where multiple wives was allowed. Right? So we love one another. Right? And that's how we chose to follow Christ. Officer Shariwan, can you drop that precept for me?
God. This is the book of John, chapter 13 and verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
So, okay, let me catch up with you right quick. Right, Salakia, drop that one more time.
God. Verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you.
Right, so this is Christ speaking right now, and he's giving us a new commandment. He's saying love one another like how he loved us, right? And this is before his crucifixion. This is before they murdered him, before they hung him on the tree like they hung every slave you could think of. You just think of a slave that tried to escape, and he ended up on a tree hanging. They hung Christ on a tree. The people outside of his disciples, and his disciples didn't even really know the Lord's fate, right? That Christ was about to die, right? He died for us, right? He had so much love that he died for us. Are you willing to die for your brother? Right? That's what you have to ask yourself. Christ loved us so much that he died for us. Right? And that's how we're supposed to carry on and love our brother, that we're willing to love our brother how Christ loved us. And if Christ was willing to die for his peoples, you should be willing to sacrifice your vain, disgusting lust for your brothers. Right? We'll talk about dying for your brother later. Get in the I.S.U.P.K and put on all black, and then we'll talk about that later. But you should be willing to give up your disgusting lust for shrimp, lobster, pork, and horse. Right? Read.
That ye also love one another.
Read.
35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another.
Right. So we love Christ, right? And we follow Christ. And if you follow Christ, you love your brother, right? Now Christians don't love their brother, right? Because they don't follow Christ. They do like you go into the Christian church and the women are damn near twerking. Right? And you know sisters are physically built that they cause car accidents when they walk down the street. Right? And now they're just in the church shaking everything that the Lord gave them. Right? They're Christians are in the church just doing the worst. They have, like, the homosexual runs the Christian church quiet.
Right.
The pastor doesn't require him to change. Right? Christians don't follow Christ. The world doesn't believe Christ even exists because Christians don't follow Christ. They don't know that the Christians aren't like they know Christians aren't disciples of the Lord because they're not following them. In the UPK, we follow the Lord. We follow Christ. Right? We keep his laws. We're not breaking the law. Right? And that's how we follow Christ, by not breaking the law and loving our brothers and sisters. What do we got next? Baba Shah, can you get me Matthew 5 and 22? Right? So when Christ came, he started to magnify the law because Israelites were in a low space. We're in such a low standard of life that we weren't keeping the law. Right? We weren't keeping the law, and we thought that we could keep some parts of the law, and we acted like, oh, I could keep this part of the law but not keep that part of the law. Right? But Christ, he came to magnify the law. And he magnified the law of brotherhood. Right? So we're gonna go into how he started to magnify these laws. Right? Matthew 5 and 22. If you can, when you got it. Trooper Urad, get me Luke 6 and 31, Baba Shah. Alright. Thumb up this video. Like it, share it. Right? So we're gonna show you how Christ he magnified this law, and that's what we need to do. We need to follow this law. We need brotherhood right now. We need sisterhood right now, immediately. Right? Like you need air to breathe, we need brotherhood. Treat brotherhood and sisterhood like it's air. Like when you hold your breath for a couple seconds, like everyone goes swimming. When you put your head under the water, you hold your breath for a couple seconds maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Some people can hold their breath up to a minute. As soon as they open their mouth and they come out of that water, they're trying to get all the air they can. Treat air like brotherhood. Try to get all the brotherhood and sisterhood you can. Right? That's what we need to do. Right? Salakia, when you have it, drop it.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 22. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
Right. So let's break this down right quick, right? And to break it down, Salakia, go up one verse for me, Baba Kashaf.
Verse 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill.
Right? Salakia, stop right there. Keep that in mind. Thou shalt not kill. Right? Read that one more time, that starting at thou.
Thou shalt not kill.
Read, Baba Kashaf.
And whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment.
Right? So now, so in the old time, we were saying thou shall not kill. Right? And brothers would hate their brother, right? And be like, I hate my brother, but I didn't kill him though. Did he die? Right? It's like you'll see two brothers fighting, and you see it all the time. And someone will be like, stop, you're gonna kill him. Right? And he'll stop just then, but he'll be like, did he die? He ain't dead. He'll be all right. Right? And you can't hate your brother without cause. Right? So in the old time they said thou shalt not kill, and they just went with, all right, I'm just gonna bust his head open just a little. Right? But I'm not gonna kill him. I'm just gonna stab him in the arm, but I'm not gonna kill him. Right? He has too many wives over there. He has too many goats. Right? He has, that's a lot of great, that's a mighty big grape vineyard he has over there. I'm just gonna hurt him so he ends up losing his grape vineyard. But I'm not gonna kill him though. Right? Let's continue. Keep reading on.
Verse 22. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Right? So we'll stop right there for a quick second. So again, you see your brother or you see your sister, right? Sisters see a sister and she has on the same dress as you. And now you hate that sister. Right? She came into the workplace and now you're not the prettiest girl in the workplace no more. And you hate that sister. You want to give her attitude. Right? It's the same with a brother. One brother has a Honda Accord, another brother has a Lexus, and he hates his brother because he has a Lexus. Right? That's hating your brother without cause. That's not the same as a brother violated you. A brother slept with your wife. A brother stole from you. A brother murdered your brother. Right? And now you have hate for that brother. Right? That hate is justifiable. Right? But that doesn't mean you go kill him. Right? You might hate that brother for a time, but eventually you're gonna get past that hate. But that hate comes with a cause. It's not the same as killing without a cause and hating your brother without a cause. Read.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council.
Right. So we're gonna break down the rakah, right? So out of the Strongs, we have rakah is G4469, right? Or the root word, which would be H7386, right? So we have empty, a senseless, empty-headed man, right? A term of reproach used amongst Jews in the time of Christ, right? So you tell your brother without cause that he's empty-headed, he's senseless, like you gonna get a phone call about it, right? You might have to go to a council about it, right? If your brother is really acting senseless and just operating with no regard, right? That like, and you tell him that you're acting senseless, it's not, you're not wrong for that, right? You love your brother. That's actually showing your brother brotherhood, right? You trying to pull him up and check him over the stupidness he's doing is showing your brother love. You're trying to correct him. But you just seeing your brother, and today he walked in and it's just like, yo man, you're a fool. That's not permitted, right? And you're in danger of judgment. You hate your brother, Salakia. Let's finish out that verse before we continue.
But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
Right? So whosoever just calls his brother a fool, for no reason, whosoever hates his brother for absolutely no reason, you're in danger of the same punishment the oppressors are going to get. Right? We're not Christians. We know we don't die and go to a place on fire. You're living in hell right now. Right? You're literally living in hell right now. And this hell is going to be set on fire just now, right? You're going to see those missiles, those thermonuclear warheads launching from Russia, and the Russians are going to see them launching from America and from wherever else, and you're going to see this place set on fire, right? And this place is going to be turned to a lake of fire, right? Physically, the earth, like the Babylon the Great's daughter, is going to be turned, the great city, America, right? The Americas is going to be turned to a lake of fire, right? And you don't want to hate your brother for no reason and get that judgment. Like our oppressors, they're going to be just chilling, be like, it's 4th of July, let's barbecue. Oh, Johnny, what's that in the air? Right? You know, you've seen it before. You've seen Hollywood depict that same scenario where they're like, what is that, a bird, a plane? Nah, it's a nuclear missile coming to destroy you for oppressing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right? Salaki, what was at the end of the verse? Khan. Right? Where were we? Trooper, you have Luke 6 and 31 for me?
Khan, sir.
Khan, let's get that right quick.
Luke 6:31, right, sir?
Khan.
Okay, Khan. This is the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 31. It reads, as ye will do Salaki, as ye would that men shall do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
Hold up, let me catch up with you right quick. Right?
So, we're at, Luke chapter 6 and verse 31, you said, right?
Right, we got a brother in the chat right now. Shalom, Ak. The water for tuning in. Luke 6 and 31. Baba Kashad, bear with me one moment. Read that one more time. Read that one more time, Ak.
Luke chapter 6 verse 31. And as ye would that man should do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
Right? So the water, Ak. Bring me one more verse up, Ak. Read that, read from 30 for me, Ak.
Okay, sir. Verse 30. Verse 30. Give to every man that ask of thee, and of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again.
Right? So we at camp, right, in the UPK, we go outside and we usually have a table full of food, right, for our brothers and sisters to give to our brothers and sisters, right? And we just give. That's all we do in the I.S.U.P.K. We just give, right? We give and we don't ask for it back. We just give, especially to the unfortunate. If we have it, we give it, right? Commanding General YAHANNA said he gave $80,000+ away, right? Ask yourself how much money you gave to your brothers and sisters who needed it over the last 6 months, right? In the UPK, we just give. That's what we do. We love our people so much that we give our blood, sweat, and tears, and whatever we can. Whatever dollars we have, we give it to our brothers and sisters. Right? Read that one more time, Mark.
Come on, sir. Luke chapter 6, verse 30. Give to every man that ask of thee, and of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again. Verse 31. As ye would that man shall do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
Right? Trooper, you want to give it, you want to try to break that down?
God, sir. In essence, if I could, sir.
God.
In essence, is what it's saying in verse 30 is that
31.
Sir.
Can break down 31, huh?
Oh, God, sir. Verse 31, meaning that if do the same, do as treat others how you want to be treated, more or less.
Khan, that's it right there, right? Plain and simple. Treat your brothers how you want to be treated. Treat your sisters how you want to be treated. Right? That's exactly what that means. That means you don't rob from your brother because you don't want your brother robbing you. You don't sleep with your brother's wife because you don't want your brother sleeping with your wife, right? You don't try to kill your brother because you don't want someone coming up and shooting your son in the head while he's trying to go to the park to play basketball, right? Well, that little boy's walking across the street to get home from the store. You don't want someone coming up and shooting him. So don't shoot your brother, right? There's a Jamaican saying, a Benjamite saying, an old Benjamite saying, right? If you can't catch Quaco, you catch him shirt, right? So for those of you who don't speak Benjamite, oh man, if you don't speak Benjamite, I'm gonna break that down for you right quick, right? That's like saying, if you can't get the man, that you're trying to kill, go kill his brother. Right? You don't want to go through that. You don't want no one killing your brother, so you don't kill nobody's brother. Right? A lot of times, like what happens now is when blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans beef with each other and become enemies, they tend to, if they can't catch the person that they're really angry at, they go and catch who they think is gonna, like they'll go and kill someone that they think is gonna anger the person that they're angry at. Right? And another example is there was a song that came out like a while back, damn near a decade ago, right? Where the artist 50 Cent basically said, like, if he's looking for someone and he can't find them, he'll just go shoot up the person's grandma's house and make the person come look for him. Right? You don't wanna go through that. You don't wanna treat your brother like that. You want to do exactly what you want done to you. Don't go shoot up the next man's family house because you don't want someone shooting up your family house and killing you. Right? You don't want to prostitute your brother's daughter or your brother's sister, your brother's aunt or mother because you don't want someone prostituting your daughter, your mother, your sister. Right? Trooper Salakia. Trooper Urad, get me John 15 and 12, Baba Kashaf. Right? So in this school we got love for each other. Right? We got so much love for each other. Like as I spoke earlier, we're willing to literally die for each other. Right? We go outside and we hold camp, and we be at the corner of Young and Dundas holding camp. Right? We'll go to Montreal and we'll be at St. Catharines and somewhere holding camp. Right? And my brothers will be right beside me, and I'll be right beside my brothers. And let a heathen try to come up and try to kill my brother. Right? And that heathen is going to Lord forbid he tries to stab my brother. I'm gonna jump in front of that knife and try to disarm that heathen before he gets to my brother. Right?
Like you said.
Khan.
What was the precept you
John 15 and 12. Officer Shariwan, can you get me Matthew 18 and 21, Baba Kashaf?
That's it. I got the precept.
Hold up 1 second. I gotta go get my charger right quick. Bear with me 1 moment. I gotta run and get my charger right quick for my laptop. Bear with me 1 moment. All right, Thuwada Afiam. Right, so Trooper Shaw, you want to get me Matthew 18 and 21? Salakia, Officer Shaw, you want get me Matthew 18 and 21? Trooper Urad, get me John 15 and 12. And Trooper Urad, drop John 15 and 12 whenever you got it, right? So we're willing to trade our lives and give up our lives for our brothers, right? What are you willing to do, right? And we have so much love for our brothers that's exactly what we're willing to do, right? So let's see, where did I want you to get me? I needed that John 15. Trooper Urad, when you got it, drop it.
Sir. This is the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 12. This is my commandment, that ye love one another, as I have loved you. Salaki.
Read.
Verse 13. Greater love had no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Right. So with that said, there's no greater love than a man laying down his life for his friend, right? And another every UPK brother and sister has laid down their life. They gave up their sins, right? They took themselves out of the world, right? The brothers gave up the worldly things that they were doing, that we were all doing, so we can go wake up our people.
That's right.
Right? Essentially, you come into the UPK, you're gonna get worked, right? You're gonna go to your slavery. You're gonna come home. You're gonna teach a class. You're gonna wake up that Saturday. You're gonna go to the Sabbath service, right? From that Sabbath service, you're going to go to camp, right? And some of us, we have a scripture breakdown class right after. That's your life when you're in the UPK. You gave up your life so you could teach and heal your brothers and wake up the dead. And that was having love for your people. Right? Read that one more time, Trooper Urad.
John 15, verse 20, verse 12. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Right? So when you lay down your life for your brother, there's no greater love. Right? And most of you dudes in the street, you ain't laying down nothing. Let's just keep it real. Like y'all ain't laying down nothing. Like, right? Brothers in the street talking about I'm hardcore and I'm the hardest out and we run the city of Toronto. Y'all don't run nothing. Y'all run from police. Police run the city of Toronto. Right? Y'all run from police. All you do is go through neighborhoods and kill your people. Right? You didn't lay down your life for your brothers. Right? You're in a gang, and the second that you get caught with that brick of cocaine, the whole gang is going under the jail. Right? You ever wonder how these massive raids just happen? Right? You don't know. You never heard the saying, you pull on a string of yarn, and you basically, so I'll just break it down to you. You start to pull on some yarn and you can unravel a whole sweater. One brother gets caught up in his investigation, and before he makes it to the precinct, he's already given up the whole team. He wasn't willing to lay down his life for his brothers. That's the difference between brothers in the world and brothers in the UPK. We don't sell drugs. We don't have to worry about going to jail. We don't do crimes. We don't commit crimes. That part of us is dead. We're outside laying down our lives for our brother. We go into the middle of the street, choose a corner, stand on that corner, tell the oppressor, you are the devil the Bible speaks of. The oppressor says, I love you, I love you. And you say, if you love us, get down on your knees and kiss these boots. Another oppressor sees sees a lady oppressor on her knees kissing the boots of the slaves, and he gets angry. He wants to throw a chair, he wants to throw a bottle, he wants to threaten our lives, right? And we're giving up our lives to do that. We're sacrificing our lives. We could go outside and not make it back home, but the Lord is with us, so we make it back home because we have love for our brother, and we decided to follow Christ.
That's
Read up.
okay.
It was the John. I think you're at verse 13.
Greater, verse 13, greater love had no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Verse 14, ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you.
Right. So again, that brought us to if you hate your brother, you hate God, right? So you are friends of Christ and you are friends of the Lord if you do what they told us to do. Right? You keep the Lord's commandments, you honor Christ's sacrifice. That means we're friends. And we see how when we're not friends of the Lord, what happens? Being not friends of the Lord put us through slavery. Right? You see all the oppression that we've gone through because at one point the Lord wasn't with us. Right? Now the Lord is waking our people up, and you have a chance to be friends with the Lord. Get it in. Get it in with the I.S.U.P.K. Become the Lord's friend. Don't be his enemy. Outside is death and destruction. A 9-year-old girl was pepper sprayed. Outside of this school, that's what happens. Our daughters get pepper sprayed. Our brothers get shot in the back, get knees on their neck, right? While our 9-year-old daughter is getting pepper sprayed in the back of cars, our 9-year-old sister, right? Oppressors, white men were storming the U.S. Capitol, and only one of them died. But that blue line they said they loved, they killed that blue line. Right? So again, when you follow the Most High and you follow Christ, you become friends of the Most High in Christ. Salakia, trooper, Salakia, Officer Shariwan, you have that Matthew? The Matthew 18:21.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Yahushua saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
Right. Right. So you think you don't forgive your brother 7 times. Forgive him every time. That's damn near what that's saying. Forgive him every time. You gonna hate your brother? Like really? Like forgive him. Like learn to forgive your brothers. As soon as we start forgiving brothers and sisters, right? That's who your enemy is. Right? Your enemy is your brother and sister that you wake up and you see him every day. You see him. I know you see him. You seen him pushing that motorcycle, riding that motorcycle in the summertime, and the ladies were flocking all over him. You seen him and you hated him. Right? You hated him for no reason half the time. Right? Your brother might have stole something from you or said something to you that you perceived as very disrespectful. forgive that brother because you said something and stole something from another brother. Right? You said something very disrespectful to another brother. Right? And when he pulled out his gun on you, you begged him for forgiveness. And he forgave you. He didn't kill you. Right? This happens in the ghettos every day. Right? Forgive your brother every time. Read that one more time. Baba Kashar.
Verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him?
Right? So your brother came, he sinned against you 10 times. Right? Get some counsel from the I.S.U.P.K. and get in the I.S.U.P.K. and learn how to forgive your brother. Right? That's what you need to do. Your brother said something grievous to you, call that man. Speak to him. Be like, hey, listen, brother, you know, I'm in the UPK now and I gotta forgive you, man. Like you said something to me that I kind of didn't like how you said it. Right? Or that brother's already in the UPK and y'all had a little falling out. You call that brother and you tell him, call that sister and be like, listen, man, I didn't like what you said to me. Right? I didn't like how you said what you said. And you basically forgive him. Don't let it fester in your heart. Right? Because like before someone is killed, you hate them in your heart first. Right? So not forgiving your brother is the precursor to murdering your brother. Right? So you Kana.
If I could just add, you just brought up a thought. Right. Getting in the UPK, they teach us how to keep these laws, right? They teach us how to apply these laws.
Right.
And to all these break off camps out of I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
How are you gonna look to the men that you're with to forgive you? How are you gonna look to them to teach you the laws or apply the laws when they don't apply it themselves?
Right.
Like all those men ran out, right? Those aren't brothers. They're disloyal brothers, man. Those aren't people that are gonna fight with you till the end. You know what I mean?
Damn right. It's crazy. Like just like how you said it, you hit that one just right on the nail right there. You hit that one on the head. You hit the nail on the head with that one. Because you said these break off camps, how are they going to teach the men that they're trying to control, trying to lead, failing at leading? How are they going to teach those men to follow the laws if they can't forgive the men in the I.S.U.P.K. over the decision that didn't go their way? Right? Now, if that decision didn't go your way, it was righteous. Right? Look what happened to all the break-off camps. All the break-off camps broke off and started new camps. Right? The Purple Girl camp, right? They broke off from House of David. Right? And there's another camp that broke off from, and when I say camp, that like at the end of the day, I.S.U.P.K. is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. This is a school. We go outside and hold camp, right? So you can just see like these groups of fringes on shirts don't know what the hell they're talking about, right? So there was another group of fringes on shirts that broke off from the Purple Girl camp, the People Eaters, right? That same Purple camp, I.U.I.C, that got our sister Joy Morgan killed, right? Because they weren't in the truth, men broke off from them and started their own camp, and now you have some other camp. They try to do This is outside of the purple of the grape jelly camp. This is outside of the grape jelly camp. They try to wear garments just like UPK, but they can't get it right. Right? So that was extremely heavy what you said. Was there any more to that verse?
Khan.
Khan,
Verse 22. Yahushua saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
Right? Just 70 times 7, just always forgive your brother. That's just that simple. Right? I know you're trying to do the math on your calculator right now. 70 times 7 is da 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 da. Okay, so I have to forgive him this much time. And you're like, okay, I'm halfway there. As soon as I get to the other half, I don't have to forgive him anymore. Forgive your brother always. Trooper, your rod. Can you get me Proverbs 17 and 17, Baba Kasha?
Come, sir. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17.
Wait, hold up. Let me catch up with you, Ak.
Come, sir. Still getting it, too. Lucky.
It's Tuwara.
Lucky. So you said Proverbs 17 and 17, correct?
Khan, Ak. Proverbs 17 and 17.
The book of Proverbs. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 17. And it reads, a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity.
Right. So a friend loveth all the time. Like a real friend loves all the time, and friends they love it when you're down too. Right? A friend will love you when you're up, and he'll also love to see you down, depending on the friends that you have. Right? But a brother is born for adversity. A real brother, in the UPK will see a man try to come and harm you and say, if you try to harm him, you gotta harm me. He's gonna go through that adversity with you. You gotta struggle, he's gonna struggle with you. Right? Like there are a few men that are in the world that they might catch a charge with you and say, you know what, I'm not going to tell on you. I'm going to struggle with you. I'm going to take my time. We are both doing the crime. I pray those men get in the I.S.U.P.K. Because we don't want cowards in this. No cowards in our camp. Only men prepared to die. Right?
Right.
So what we want is a brother who's going to see a mob form at camp, just like the Kentucky 8, right? And he's going to stay solid. He's going to stay 10 toes down to the ground. He's not going to turn to grape jelly, right? He was made in force through fire. That's what we got in this school. We have brothers who are going to go through adversity with you, right? Lord forbid you go through some tragedy and you have to mourn. We're right there mourning with you, right? Whenever a brother or sister goes through it in this school, we go through it with them. There is no, you can't ever come up and think that you're going to fight Trooper Urad and I'm not going to throw. You can't ever think that you're going to come up and try to harm Trooper Shariwan without having to harm me. And that's love in the I.S.U.P.K. That's brotherhood. right?
Okay.
Trooper, Yerad, bring me to Ecclesiastes 4 verses 10, Baruch Hashem. Right? So when you were in the world, you like Salakia, brothers and sisters in the world, they don't have that mentality of and not all of them. There might be a few, and I pray the few that are out there, they come into the I.S.U.P.K. They get in this truth and start making babies and raising up young daughters and sons in this truth. Young sons and daughters in this truth. Right? Most Jakes and most of the Eves in the world, they're not trying to go through adversity with you. They're not trying to be like, you know what? Don't make that fans only account. They're encouraging you to do the worst. They're encouraging you to sin. Right? Where was it? Was it Charleston? I'm not. Salaki. I don't remember the exact location where Dylan Storm Roof ran into the church and he shot up the church, right? Dylan Storm Roof ran into the church and he shot up the church while the Christians were praying. He emptied his clip and got a chance to reload his clip. In our school, that won't even happen because Dylan Storm Roof is not getting into our school. Right? And if some heathen oppressor decides that he's going to try and force his way into the school, he's not getting off the whole clip. He's not even reloading. Because if you harm one of my brothers, you have to harm me first. Right? There's like a I forgot what song it is, man, but it's a Captain Akkad, man, at 144 the Rebel. He said if me and my brothers get to arguing, it's about who's gonna bite the bullet. Right? That's this verse that we just read in a nutshell. Right? If me and my brothers start to argue, it's about like you're not dying. I'm gonna take that bullet for you. Don't worry about it. Like that's when we argue. We're gonna argue about who's gonna die. Right? We're going through that adversity together. Salakia, what did I ask for? Ecclesiastes 4 and 10. Right? So going through that adversity, getting into this school, that's what makes us stronger. Brotherhood makes us stronger. Right? Like think about a hand. You have a hand just like this, right? On your own, on its own, this thumb is weak, right? I bring this finger down, bring these fingers together, and now the thumb, and now it's a fist. And when that fist comes across you, man, let the Lord be with you, right? Because this came out a while back that one of the people that came up against the Kentucky 8, let's give the Kentucky 8 a hand. Let's not forget about the Kentucky 8. Right? One of them, they ended, the Lord took them. Right? And when the Kentucky 8 stood together, men were going into the hospital. Right? Like some of our brothers, they went to get a checkup for a little minor bruises, right? Nothing too serious, but there were people in the hospital. This brotherhood makes us stronger, right? Salakia, when you have that let me find it. Ecclesiastes, can you drop it?
Fine. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4 and verse 10. And it reads, For if Okay. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth. For he had not another to help him up.
Right. Salakia, this is so true, right? And in this brotherhood, we find things to do together, right? I've met brothers from all over through playing a video game, through playing Call of Duty. And you play a quads match, you run off by yourself, and you run into some enemies, and you fall. Now you ran out of plate, so you don't have a self revive. You can't even get back up. You need your brother to come and pick you up because you're off by yourself, right? So when your brothers are around you, you fall. One of your brothers is gonna pick you up and help you get stronger, right? A brother that a good brother sees you sinning, and he's gonna pick you up and make you stronger so you can stop sinning. He's gonna help give you that strength so you can stop sinning. Right? That's what a good brother will do. Like one man by himself, he can get beat up. Right? He can fall to the lust of the world. Right? In the I.S.U.P.K, when if you're having a hard time struggling fighting your demons, you call up one of your brothers. You call up your camp leader. Call the men above you, right? And they're gonna help you. They're gonna help you get through it. They're gonna help you fight it. Read up when you read. Where were we? We're at, what was that? Verse 10.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 10. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth. For he had not.
What is the woe? What does woe mean?
So like you said, good.
Khan.
It means destruction.
Right. Right. So destruction. Is destruction a good thing? Right? Destruction is not a good thing. Woe to him that is alone. Right? When he falleth. Like when you fall alone, it's destruction. It's bad. Like there's no one to pick you up. Imagine having both your legs broken. What are you doing? Right? When both your legs are broken, you're gonna need crutches. One of your legs are broken, you're gonna need crutches. Right? That's it right there. You have two legs. One is broken. Can you walk? You need crutches. You need someone to pick you up. Something to pick you up. Right? So destruction to the man who's alone. That's why when you hear fake Israelites say and Christians say, I got it off my own. I had my own interpretation. Right? I leaned on my own understanding. You just look at them and watch them fall. Right? They're going to try and walk off and you just see them spiritually fall. You know they're spiritually dead. Read.
Okay. Woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he had not another to help him up. Verse 11. Again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm? How can one be warm alone? Verse
right?
12.
So right there, that's like every man has had a rib, right? The winter comes, they call it cuffing season, right? You go into your room by yourself in the winter time while you're waiting for your rib to get into the room. that bed is cold. It's colder than Alaska in that bed by yourself, right? As soon as your rib jumps in the bed with you, y'all start to warm up. Brothers, you know this. Brothers in the world, sisters in the world, you know this, right? Your body heat starts to warm you up, right? Read.
Verse 12. And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken.
Right. So if you fighting, right, a demon by yourself, and you fall to that demon, you fight that demon with your brother, and it's likely that you're not going to fall next time, right? Yeah, one man tries to fight you, and he's stronger than you. He's surely gonna put you to destruction. But you fight with your brother, and Salakia, where was it? The exact word that I'm looking for. You fight with your brother and you withstand him, right? You withstand who's trying to prevail against you. Read. Salakia, read that one more time. Read 12 one more time, Baba Kishah.
Verse 12. And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken.
Right. So a threefold Salakia. A threefold cord, right? So think of like rope, right? Rope is not just one piece of twine, right? Rope is three pieces of twine weaved or woven together, right? It's basically twisted together. That rope is stronger now because the three pieces of twine are together. That's the I.S.U.P.K. Every brother and sister in this school is stronger now because we have brotherhood and sisterhood. This brotherhood and sisterhood is building our nation strong, right? And that's how we get strong, right? We gotta run towards this brotherhood so we can get stronger. That's the only way we're gonna be stronger, right? True Officer Shah Yuan, get me Hebrews 13:1, Baba Kashah. Hold it for a second, but get it for me, have it on deck. Right, so again, this brotherhood is definitely making us stronger. Like there's no way around it. Like we were all weak in the world before. We were doing Lord knows what. We came into the I.S.U.P.K. We put all that away. Right, we went through the fire. The fire burnt off everything that was impure, and now we're gold. Right? And one gold chain is cool, 3 gold chains is a shit, for real. Salakia, excuse my French. But you know what I mean. Hispanics and Native Americans, man. You got 1 gold chain on, you're like, oh man, I'm shining. You got 2, you got 3, and you're just having the best time ever. Right? That's the UPK. By ourselves, we're weak. We ain't shit. Together, we are gods. Right? This brotherhood is making us stronger because we're together. Right? Let me get that Hebrews right quick. Right? So what we gotta do now is we just gotta let this love continue. This brotherhood just continue. right? Because outside of this school, it's a terrible place to be. You don't want to be outside this school. Slovakia, let me get it right quick. Right, you don't want to be outside this school at all. What did I want? I wanted Hebrews 13:1. Drop it whenever you got it, Officer Shah. Baba Kashah.
Kana. This is Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 1. Let brotherly love continue.
Let it fail.
Love continue.
Let it stop.
Continue.
Right? So we're gonna let this brotherly love continue. That's what we're doing. This brotherly love is gonna continue. Right? It's gonna grow. It's gonna be stronger. Right? Outside of the I.S.U.P.K, you have your ghettos. There's no brotherly love in your ghettos. Not like it used to be. Right? Now everyone's just killing each other. Right? Everyone brags about whose wife they're taking from the next man. Right? Sisters talk about throwing bleach in the next sister's face because she wants to have a good brother and have love too. Right? And you seen her with your man, so you caught her by yourself and decided to throw bleach in her face. Right? In the UPK, we're letting this love continue. Right? We're gonna go into the streets and we're gonna preach this love, and we're gonna wake up our brothers and sisters so they can get some of this love that's in the UPK. Right? That's what we're gonna do. Right? So we let this love continue. Officer Shah, you want to read it one more time, Baba Shah?
Let brotherly love continue.
Right. Right? So right there, let brotherly love continue. Right? Don't let it stop. Don't let it fail. Let brotherly love continue. Right? What do I want next? Trooper, you right. Get me Philippians 2:2.
So
Hold it though for a second. Let me catch up with you.
come.
Right. Sidebar. Passover is coming up. The Passover is in Houston, Texas this year. Get with the I.S.U.P.K. Contact your camp leader. Camp leader for Canada is officer of 5,000 a bond. Right? Get with your camp leader and get to the Houston Passover. The I.S.U.P.K 52nd annual Passover. Right? And watch how the brotherly love and sisterly love continues. Right? You're not going to see more love outside of that place. Outside of that moment when the I.S.U.P.K is all gathered together, and you go to the Passover, and you're gonna go through so many hugs and kisses. Right? You're gonna get a hug from every brother. Sisters are gonna hug and kiss each other, and now we don't mean kiss like kiss on the lip, like like it's an embrace. Like don't think worldly like that. Like sisters are gonna hug and embrace each other so much, and you're gonna see that brotherly love continue. Once again, the Passover is coming up. Get with your camp leader. It's in Houston, Texas, at the BH Ranch. You don't want to miss it. Rock here, let me get that Philippians right quick.
So
Hold up, I'm almost with you. 1 second. What do you want? 2 and 2. Right. Read.
Okay. This is the book of Philippians, chapter 2, verse 2. Fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind.
Right. So that's the I.S.U.P.K right there. We are on one accord and one mind. Right.
Right.
In the Christian church, right? The Christian church is going to tell you, right? It's not okay to steal, right? But then they're going to tell you it's okay to celebrate Christmas, right? One brother is going to say it's not okay to molest the children in the church. The deacon is going to not be on that same accord. He's going to try and molest every child he can get his hands on. Right? The pastor is going to say, it's not even the pastor, because the pastor does it the most. Like, a brother is going to have in his heart, I'm not going to sleep with my brother's wife. Right? And that's the one law out of the 613 plus laws that he's going to keep. He's going to not sleep with his brother's wife. The pastor is going to try and sleep with his wife. Right? There's going to be 1.5 brothers in the church out of the 100 that knows homosexuality is wrong. Every sister in that church is going to be like, I don't care if the brother on stage is homosexual. Look how he hits the tambourine. Look how he sings. In the I.S.U.P.K, we all know drug dealing is a sin. Suffer a witch not to live. None of us are drug dealers. We all condemn drug dealing. We all condemn being a whoremonger. Right? We don't love our oppressors. Every single one of us, we don't love our oppressors. Right? We don't, it's not going to be so and so doesn't like the oppressor, but so and so loves the oppressor. That's not what we do. We're all on the same accord. Right? And that's one West. Right? Like, we all know, like, in the world, they'll say, you know what? That brother shot at the neighborhood and that was totally wrong. But no one's going to go to the brother and say, you sleeping with that brother's wife was the root of him shooting up your house and killing your aunt. Right? They're not going to see the correlation between being an adulterer and murder. In the UPK, we know what it is. We're on that one accord. Right? Let me get Slovakia. Let me get First John 3 and 14. And let me get First Peter 2 and 17. Whoever has it first, drop it. Someone get me First John 3 and 14, and someone get me First Peter 2 and 17.
This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 17. Honor all men. Love the brotherhood. Fear God. Honor the king.
Right. So we honor all men by fearing the Lord and not sinning. Right? We love the brotherhood because we love the school. Loving your brother is loving the school. That's keeping the law, right? We know what it was like to not have brotherhood. And now we know what it's like to have brotherhood. Right? It's like when Adam got kicked out the garden, he knew what it was like to keep the law, and he knew the punishments of not keeping the law. Right? So on the flip side of that coin, we've all been through not having brotherhood, not having real love. Right? We came into the I.S.U.P.K and we experienced brotherhood and real love. Right? We honor. Read that one more time, Officer Shariwan.
Honor all men. Love the brotherhood. Fear God.
Right?
Honor the king.
So we fear God. Trooper Urad, Salakia. How do you fear God?
Salakia, sir, if I could. We fear the Most High by following His commands.
Damn right. Let's get that trooper a hand. Right? To not keep the Most High's commandments is saying the Lord is a punk. Right? When a bully walks in the room and a bully says, let's make it relatable to our brothers who are struggling in the streets right now. Right? They're struggling in the streets and they're going through it right now and they're trying to get out of the streets and they're asking the Lord, like, how did they get out of the streets? And I pray that they see these tapes. I pray that we run into them out there. Right? We got a prison program right now that's up and running, and we're trying to reach out to every brother that's stuck in the system, going through the system. But if you've been through the system, you know there's that one bully that he comes on the range while you're stuck doing your time, and he wants to bully the phone. And you end up giving the phone to that brother because you fear him. And you know he's not a punk. Right? So now let's relate that back to God. Right? If you think that the Lord is a punk, you don't fear him. You're not going to keep his commandments. Right? When you keep the Lord's commandments, you fear him. Salakia. So when you keep his commandments, you fear him. What was that other scripture I asked for? For
1 John 3 and 14.
Khan, that's what I asked for. 1 John 3 and 14. Officer Shaywan, can you grab that for me? Well, that's going to be the last precept that we pull.
No. This is 1 John chapter 3 and verse 14. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hate you. Salakia, verse 14. We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
Right. So, Trooper Salakia, Officer Shaywan, you want to give that a shot at breaking that one down?
Salakia, I'm not trying to break down.
Khan, no sweat. Right? So read it one more time.
We know that we have passed from death unto life.
Right? So when brothers are living in the world, they're dead. They're spiritually dead. They're like zombies. You see them. They're like zombies. They're high out of their mind. They're moving at a slow pace. They're docile to the problems of their community. Right? When our brothers and sisters are in the world, they're spiritually dead. There's no life in them. Right? So we passed. Salakia, let me get that 1 second. Read it one more time. Will I catch up with you?
Verse 14. We know that we have passed from death unto life.
Right. So right there, we passed from death onto life when we came into the I.S.U.P.K. That's when we came alive. That's what we go outside and do. We go wake up the dead. Right? Because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they're spiritually dead. We go outside and wake up the dead. So we pass from death into life. Read.
Because we love the brethren.
Read.
He that loveth not his brethren abideth in death.
Right? So if you're not keeping the law of loving your brother, you're dead. You're spiritually dead. Right? So when you don't love your brother, you're spiritually dead. And you don't love life. Right? So you have to love your brother. You have to love your sister. Loving your brother and sister makes this brotherhood stronger. Right? Makes us a stronger nation. Right? When you love your brother and sister enough, you're gonna stop celebrating every oppressor's holiday. You're gonna stop loving the white man. You're gonna stop loving the white woman, the Chinese woman, the Chinese man, the Arabic man, just anybody who's not black, Hispanic, and Native American. When you love your brother and sister so much, you'll never give your seed to the oppressors to love, for you to the oppressors to marry. Right? When you love your brothers and sisters enough, you're going to decide to only keep the holidays of the Most High. You love your brothers and sisters enough, you're going to run out of that mosque, that church, that Ebenezer Baptist church. That's the church you're going to run out of. The Seventh-day Adventist church you're going to run out of. The Catholic church you're going to run out of. You're not going to want to be in it. When you love your brother and sister enough, you're going to stop selling drugs. You're going to get the hell off fans only. Right? There's a sister that she's a Disney sister, and Disney has to be like the worst place for our brothers and sisters to go to outside of the Catholic Church, because it's like once they go the Disney route, they just go totally off. And this sister, she was like her character was very wholesome, and now she's just naked on the internet, right? And the people who she thinks love her, the people that she thinks has love for her, they don't love her. They don't tell her to cover your behind, right? They don't love her at all. They are encouraging her to show the world her nakedness, the nakedness that is supposed to be only for her husband to see. They're encouraging her to do those stupid challenges. F your challenges. We don't need no more challenges. What we need is strong brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K. Once again, I'm Officer 50 Zabaja. With me, I got Officer of 50 Shariwan and Trooper Yaran. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of We are the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA. I'm going to roll with those announcements right quick. We're going to salute and call an end up to the class, right? Bear with me one moment. We're going to salute right quick. Call an end to this class after I read these announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limit for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ashara, which means tenth in Hebrew, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like, up and coming holy convocations. The next holy convocation is Purim, which is the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month, which will be falling on Thursday, February the 25th, and Friday, February the 26th, 2021. You can find it in Esther 9, verses 20 to 31. Also, don't forget that Passover is coming up. Let me get the Passover announcement. The Lord's annual Passover is around the corner, hosted by Commanding General YAHANNA, April 24th in Houston, Texas. Start making preparations now. This year's annual Passover will be held at the BH Ranch, 14149 Player Street, Houston, Texas. Hotel arrangements have been announced. Contact your camp leader. The camp leader for Canada is Officer of 5000 of Bond. You can hit him up on a Bond UPK on Facebook. The Passover fee is $200 per person, $50 if you paid your Passover fee last year. Reminder to Akim and Aqua to check the I.S.U.P.K website for any up and coming announcements. If anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, and headband. With that said, men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and a courtesy salute to the sisters. Salakia, 1 second. Salakia, if I don't pronounce your name properly, Marshall Gettin. If you're looking to pay tithes, you could just go to isupk.com and it'll pop up right away, right? And if not, if you go, I'm going to drop the sign up links and another link in the chat in 1 moment to pay tithes. So okay, I'm just going to do that right now. Give me 1 moment. I'm going to drop those sign out links. Sign out to get your Hebrew benefits. Again, like, share this class. Share it to the whole world. Share it on every social media platform. Share it to your family. I'm dropping the sign out links right now. And I'll drop the link for tithes. The water to everyone watching who joined us for class. God, the tithes and the donation is the same thing. It goes to the same place. Again, through water for everyone who showed up for class. I appreciate it. Tomorrow, we got the law class, right? The laws of our oppressors are vile and disgusting. They like to tell you that 2 men can marry and that you can eat shrimp, pork, and lobster. The laws of our oppressors are vile and disgusting. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., we have the law class, right? It will be on this channel, No Cowards Canada. Getting these links right now. I.S.U.P.K, which means you're welcome. Water for the support. The work that we do, we do be putting in a lot of work in these streets, and we be our main focus is to wake up our people. This is not the Christian church. We don't drive Bentleys and Benzes that say pastor. So those links are there. Sign out to get your Hebrew benefits. Get in this school. This school is heaven. It's a sanctuary.
That's right.
Right? So with that said, men of Israel, Akwati, I'm watching. I-Majum, which means to stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and the sisters. Men of Israel, I-Majum Shabbat. I-Majum, Barak. Yahweh Shemiyah Barakatah. Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Sisters, put your hands like these and bring your elbows up to the point where you want to fly away. And keep your head down. Make sure your head is wrapped. And repeat after us. Men of Israel, I-Majum Shabbat. I-Majum, Barak. Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahshai. Sisters, repeat that same phrase. Men of Israel, Yad Yamatah. Sisters, same thing, hands down. Clap it up, class dismissed. The water again, pay those tithes.